when I used to manage a group of, what are they called? Receptionists. I had like one of the biggest teams. Okay. My boss sat me down and she said, I was doing something that she felt like I shouldn't be doing. I don't remember what it was. It's nothing sneaky or anything like that, but it was more so something that I could have been doing better with. I don't remember. And she sat me down. She took me into a room and sat me down and she said, where's the disconnect? I need you to do this, and that. I need for your team to be ba, 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 ba. I didn't get in my feelings and say, well, you know what? You could have told me that differently. You could have said it to me differently. You could have came to me a lot nicer. People don't have time to be nice, okay? Nice is not biblical anyway. People don't have time to be nice and cater to everyone's feelings and to cater everyone's emotions and all that. People don't have time for that. So when she came to me and she told me I need to fix this, I didn't get offended. I did what? I just fixed it. I fixed it because what she's asking me to fix works for the good of the what? Team. I'm running a 30-person powerhouse here. So I'm not even dealing with the human flaws of people. I'm dealing with the heart condition of each and every one of my employees. So how do you get 30 people to align? First, you got to fix the head. Who's the head? The manager. Who's the manager? Me. So if I have to fix this to work for the good of my team and you checked me on it, then guess what? I'm going to have to fix it. Some of you are the head of your what? Homes. You're the head of your homes. So you're worrying about your children, but who do you fix first? The head. Okay? You talking about your kids having all these human errors and they don't listen and they don't do this and they don't do that. Let's check the head. Let's check the heart of the person who has led these kids to be this way. When my son does things that I don't like, I know it's not because he's doing them to really, it's the head. It's the me. It's the me and the dad. He was spoiled. He was our only child for 8 years. Now we're just like, oh, well, we're bum rushing him with all these things and this structure that he wasn't really used to. And he's not a disrespectful kid to, outside people. Sometimes he can be very shy because we didn't force him. We didn't really encourage. Why don't you work beyond your boundaries? There was times I encouraged him, but for the most part, I'm like, if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to. That should have been fixed when he was little. So now that he's preteen going into a teenager phase, it's now like pulling teeth. So let's fix the head. There's something wrong with the head here. There's something wrong with the heart. And what was wrong with the heart? If he doesn't want to do that, then he doesn't have to. Mom was very fearful. I didn't drive really till 40 years old. 39 is when I got behind a car and drove and was lying to the world saying, oh, I don't drive because I live in New York. Or I don't drive because I'm from a big city. I didn't need to drive. Well, why is it that everybody else around you have their driver's license and you don't? If you live in a big city, if you live in New York, if you lived in Boston, if you lived here, why is it that everyone else around you have their driver's license and you don't? At some point, I had to stop lying to myself. I came out of that lie at 39 years old. I was afraid to drive. I was. I'll be honest. And my therapist at the time, he said to me, why are you afraid to drive? What is the fear? He said, is the fear dying? And I said, well, yeah, because you just don't know. He said, but if you believe in God and you trust God and you love God, then the fear of dying should be something, it shouldn't even exist. It can't exist it can't coexist with faith. It just can't. He said, if you were to go tomorrow, you will be in paradise. And that's what shifted something. It took someone to tell me that in order to shift my mindset into thinking, you know what? If I do happen to go while driving, yeah, well, I'll be with God. You see how fear will lie to you? Fear will keep you from doing things that you should be doing. You have the right to experience. Some of you don't get on airplanes, not because you can't afford a trip, because you're fearful of flying. So that fear of flying keeps you from what? Experiencing life, other places, other cultures, other food. Some of you will rather drive a 24-hour car ride somewhere for 24 hours sitting in a car than to get on an airplane for 2 hours. Because you're fearful of you're fearful. Okay? You're fearful. A heart condition, that's a heart condition too. That's a heart problem. That's not a human error. That's a heart issue. Okay? Fear is a heart issue. It comes from the depths of the soul. All right, probably inherited through your bloodline, but it can also come by way of something you experienced that was traumatic for you. But you still have to break those barriers. You still have to knock down those walls. You cannot stay stagnant. You can't. You cannot. I mean, you can, but let's see where that leads you. Right? Let's see where and how far you'll go by sitting in the same state of mind. Some of you, I've said, you want to start somewhere, start at my book, The Mind Glow Up. Some of you, oh, I'm going to get you don't get it. Listen, you're not doing me a favor by buying it. You're not. Okay? But you cannot say, when it's all said and done, do not say, no one told me. Do not say, I didn't have the resources. I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know. No one told me. No one said anything. No, you sit here and you collect information and that's all you do. Okay, you're a data entry specialist. That's all you do is sit and collect information. You collect information from me. You collect information from that one over there. You just want something that's going to make you feel good for the moment. How can we get you to love something that makes you feel good for a lifetime? Okay, because nothing in this world can make you feel good for a lifetime except what God can do through you, right? And what you can do for yourself. A man can't do it. A woman can't do it. Your children can't do it. I apologize won't do it. I'm sorry for her and you won't do it. Nothing can give you more pleasure, more success, more self-worth or love or any than what you can do for you. Than what you can do for you. Nothing's going to give you more than that. And God showed me that when my marriage was done, God said, oh, now it's me and you. And I'm going to show you how you thought you loved yourself, but you really didn't. I'm going to show you how fake you were in your confidence. I'm going to show you what your heart really looks like. I'm going to show you because I've been trying to show you for years. You think people didn't tell me? I've had people tell me, God is calling you to pray. God is calling you to do this. God wants you to do this. God wants you to do this. No, but what did I argued with the man back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Why are you hurting me? Why you do this to me? Why are you, you know, getting my feelings hurt over and over and over again. And God's like, I'm going to let you go on with this for 13 years. 13 years. And then when it all happened, I'm like, God, how could he do this to me? How could he leave me? How? I've been trying to tell you for years, girlfriend. I've been trying to tell you for years to seek me first. I was trying to find, this is the thing, people, I was trying to fight a human era, right? Sorry, wrong words. I was trying to fight a heart era from a human mentality. It doesn't work that way. So I'm using my mouth to destroy what I'm seeing. And God's like, girl, when will you learn? It's not a human fight. You cannot fight something that is spiritual from a human mentality or a human experience or a human reality. You just can't. You won't win. You will lose every time. You will lose. You will lose. You will lose every time. You will lose. Okay, you keep on wanting to fight these people in their human era from a human era because you're messed up too. So we got two messed up people fighting with butter knives. That ain't cutting and penetrating through nothing, beloved. You fighting with butter knives, both of you, looking a mess. If you could really just see what you look like if you could just kind of like step outside and just really evaluate the situation, you'll laugh at yourself. You'll laugh. It's comical. You'll laugh. When God told me to keep my mouth closed many times and I didn't do it and I had to learn the hard way, it's like I cried. But then when I look back on it, I'm like, Dad, I really could have just kept quiet and not said anything. Because the man wasn't investing in anything godly. So he's showing up hardly. And then here I am, one who believes in God, but I'm still showing up hardly too because I'm not listening to God. And here we both are with our little butter knives, the small ones too, not the big ones, the small ones, just fighting like we in a sword fight, just fighting with and it's comical at the end. It's funny. It's funny. And that's how some of you look. You're showing up to these spiritual battles in a human uniform. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And some of these people that you're battling and fighting with, the word of God says you wrestle not. It didn't say you fight not. It doesn't say you battle not. It says you wrestle. So first of all, when you're fighting them, your position is already wrong. Wrestling and fighting are two different things. Fighting you with your fists, you may duck and weave and you fight. And boxing and wrestling are two different things. Okay, I'm going to just put boxing because that's like fighting. You might kick the person and everything like that. Wrestling has a little more structure to it. It's pinning, like when you may flip something over, you may flip the person over and pin them to the mat. You may get their knee up to their head until they're so uncomfortable. Well, that's what God told us. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So your job is to wrestle to flip that thing on its back and pin it down until it can't get up. That doesn't sound like a boxing match to me, beloved. It doesn't. Doesn't sound like a boxing match. So here you are with your little butter knives, thinking you're doing something. Here you are with your double-edged sword, your tongue of death, thinking you're doing something because you done cursed that person out. And you're like, yeah, I got the last word now. He couldn't say anything about that. She couldn't say anything about that. And you look foolish. You answer a fool to his folly and you become unwise in his eyes. So he's already demoted you, beloved. Your ranking, you may have thought you were high ranking, but you have come down to the lowest total pole that you could possibly come down to in his eyes. Your silence isn't to say that you're weak. Your silence is to say, I'm honoring my peace. I'm honoring my joy. I'm honoring myself, and I'm going to produce gold, and I'm becoming better. You can say whatever you want to say, but see, I'm already strapped and I already know what's coming for me. I'm not even going to look in your direction to point my anything in your view, because God takes care of the small stuff. Darling, you're small. He takes care of my small stuff, and he takes care of my big stuff too. And I just can't. Yes, I'm above it. Oh, you think you're above it? Yes. Okay. Yes, I do. I sure do think I'm above it. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Let me flip my hair on that one too, because I do. I think I'm above it. Absolutely. Okay. I got a t-shirt and a sweatshirt on my website that says we are not the same, because we are not. We are not the same. We sure are not. We are not. You want to sit here and argue? Well, you'll be arguing by yourself, because I am walking away. And then they'll say something like, yeah, walk away. Yeah, walk away, because that's all you can do. Yeah, walk, to try to pull you back in, to get you to continue arguing with them. That's what they do. Yeah, walk away. Yeah, little girl. Yeah, little bop, 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 boop, boop, boop. And let me tell you something. Smile. Smile, because it's comical. It really is. You're fighting with me, but you're really arguing with yourself. Leave them there to argue with themselves, and laugh all in your car. Put on some music, jam, praise, worship. Get yourself together. Read your books. Fix your hair. Mind your business. Drink your water. Exercise. Feel good. Feel great. And leave these folks to their folly, to argue with themselves. You keep on going back and forth with these people. Why? 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 Why you keep on going back and forth with these people? Don't do it. Don't do it. There's a true beauty of leaving someone to argue with themselves. I mean, that just really, when you could walk away in true confidence for something that try to drag you back in, that is just a level of maturity that cannot be bought. Okay? It's a level of maturity that cannot be bought when you can walk away from something. Honey, yes, I'm flipping my bonnet. I'm flipping my wig. I'm flipping my hair. I'm flipping my afro. I'm flipping my extensions, because, yep, I'm above this. Absolutely. And so when you can walk away from something, you don't know how much you saved your life. You saved your life. You honored your God. You honored your time. You honored yourself. You honored your makeup. You honored your kids by not getting into something that doesn't serve you at all. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. I'm still in the process of learning. You know, we live in a world where people are positioned to offend you. We see it all day on TikTok, right? These videos, you just minding your business, someone's minding their business, and here comes a Karen, or here comes this, or here comes that. I watched a video of a girl, an Amazon worker, filling up the lockers, and some guy was just berating and yelling at her. Then he went to the manager and said she's multitasking and talking on the phone. So, sir, she's still doing her job and talking on the phone. What's the problem? Some people are positioned to ruin your day. And if you don't have the mindset of knowing that people are positioned to ruin your day, you are going to fall into their trap. And the girl started crying, and one of the customers was like, oh my gosh, don't cry, baby. And the manager's like, she's gonna cry, because this person is berating her. He's putting her down. He's belittling her. He's yelling and screaming in her face. You know what I would have done? I would have kept talking on the phone. I would have kept doing my job. And I would have let that man look like a fool, because he was getting angry that she wasn't doing what he wanted her to do. These people will fall into their own traps. So we're not dealing with a human problem. It's a heart problem. Okay? So I want you to think of Psalms 139, 23, 24. Psalms 139, 23, 24. When it says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Okay, so what you're telling God is to examine your heart and to reveal to you if there's any underlying issues, if there's any underlying sin, if there's any underlying forgiveness, if there's any underlying wickedness, envy. Examine my heart, O Lord. Okay. Examine me. Psalms 139, 23, 24. Examine my heart, God. Because I want to grow. I want to develop. I want to be good. Before I got on here, I said, God, not my words, but your words. I can get on here and I could say, God, if I can only get 1,000 people to buy my book, that could bless me tremendously. I could get on here and push my book. I can get on here and tell you like this live. I know by liking the live, it's pushing it out to more people and more people get to see it and hear it and experience. But listen, I'm at the point of my life where God's will be done. Okay? God's will be done. I'm at that point in my life. I'm at the point of my life, God's will be done, right? So you want to constantly ask God to search your heart. Search your heart. Ask him to know your thoughts and reveal to you what he didn't put in you. Because the next season that we are going in, if you don't have the right heart posture, okay, you're going to be left behind. And that could be left behind mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, to whatever God has for each and every one of our lives. But you must be equipped to heed his words in this upcoming season. And listen, if you think I'm lying, just turn on your local news. See all the chaos that's going on in this world. If you think I'm lying, some of you just need to get off your couch, stand there with your hands on your hips, and look over your life the past 10 years and you'll see if I'm lying or not. Some of you just need to look at your children and see if I'm lying or not. The season that's coming, you need to be mentally equipped for. And it's not a human error, but a heart posture. You want to fix the errors of your heart. Do you understand? Okay. It's your job to seek transformation. It's your job to seek God's face and ask him to renew your mind. It's your job to do that, to live in righteousness and holiness, and to be in right standing with him and to have the right heart posture. That's your job. That's not his.